Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen, ponies and gentlecolts, all my little pony fans out there. This is the one and the only, Mr. Criticism Guy 2009, aka Nintendo Free 2011. Also known my other three best-known websites, dvdr.com/MannyWolverine, also known as Shadow Sonic Crimson Deadman at Steam.com, and my last two, of course, Free 2012, Facebook.com, just in case you want to thought. Last but not least, Twitter.com, Nintendo Fan 2012. So, before I do begin, this video is sponsored by none other than, if you can see that shit, probably can't because the fucking light's making it all dark. Brought to you, I know most of you can't see it, but it says Wingstop. I haven't been there in about 3-6 months tops. Since I've been, temporary, like temp agency shit, and not that many full-time jobs out there right now. And yeah, before I do fucking start, if I get any distraction on this video, I'm terribly sorry. There's nothing I can do about it until I get a new camera, of course. So once I get that new camera, I'm hoping it's either, if it's not Nikon Coolpix, hopefully it's either Panasonic or fucking Sony, or maybe Canon. Because I know Canon, they definitely got a lot of good fucking cameras out there. So one of those three companies, I'll get maybe a camera from them instead of a Nikon. Because I went to Best Buy's about a couple of days ago, and like, shit was selling almost fucking $500, and that's way the fuck out of my budget right now. $500, I can't do it. I'm sorry. If it's maybe under $200, man, might be able to do it. But if it's past that, that is completely out of my budget right now, at the moment. If I get a full-time job, it'll be a lot more easier again. Until then, it's way out of my league right now. But yeah, if I don't get a Nikon Coolpix, I'm definitely either going to get a Panasonic, a Sony, or a Canon. Most likely a Sony or Canon, because I don't like Panasonic that much either. So one of those two is what it is. Okay, so as you read the title of the above, hopefully you read the title of the above, you guys already know. I love doing movie reviews on my Nintendo Free channel. Unfortunately, I already said over there I'm not going to be able to do one until like November, December, maybe early January. Of course, if the shit doesn't hit the fan, then there's no Armageddon, Illuminati shit that takes over the world and kills every human on the planet, obviously. But until then, still got enough time. We're still good. We're in the green light now. We're in the good zone. Or until the October surprise, which is this month, it's supposed to happen. Supposedly supposed to happen, but no, if that shit doesn't happen, hey, fuck it. Live another day. So, yeah, this video is brought to you by Wingstop. You already know. I just tried their lemon pepper shit for the first time. It's really fucking good. Their boneless ones are a lot more kick-ass. I mean, I like the ones with the bones, but the ones without it are a billion times fucking better. But I had that with the Hawaiian barbecue. If I had to say which one's better, it's probably the Hawaiian barbecue. A lot more kick-ass. Because usually, most of the time when I do go to Wingstop, it's usually I either get the barbecue one, the teriyaki one, or I get that Louisiana rub or garlic parmesan. One of those four I will usually get. I don't really get the other ones that much because they're not that good, but this was the first time I tried the lemon pepper. It's alright. It's alright. It's cool, but the Hawaiian one's a lot better. Hawaiian one's real kick-ass. So shout out to any Hawaiians or maybe Filipinos that make actual, boneless wings chickens out there. Definitely shout out to you guys. You got really kick-ass Hawaiian food. I love you all, man. So without further ado, let's begin this movie review. So as you read the title of the above, way up there over my head. What's up? Oh, and I'm just drinking average water, So, it's not tap water, it's the good kind. Spring water. Gotta love that shit, man. See if I can put it there, and no, it's not gonna work. It'll fall over the fucking place. I'm just gonna put it on the side at the place where you can't see it. Anyways, here we go. So the movie I am talking about and I'm referring to is Taken 2, featuring none other than the legendary, the one and fucking only, one of the most badass old guy kick-ass actors out there, Mr. Liam Neeson, very amazing actor. You already probably heard about him a couple of times in my movie reviews on my Nintendo Free channel. I mean, I did a couple of movie reviews with him before. I did him with Clash of the Titans. I did with him in The Gray. I did with him in Battleship. Very amazing. He's done a lot of movies. And basically what this movie is about, it's about Liam Neeson again. I don't know what his name is in the movie, but I'm just going to call him Liam Neeson again. And if anybody hasn't seen part 1 of this movie, the original Taken, I suggest you go see that one first because they kind of talk about a lot of what happened in part 1, then they refer to part 2. So if you haven't watched part 1, I suggest you go see part 1 first. they got it on DVD by now. It was like, I think it was 07 or 08 when it came out earlier, a couple of years ago. Or you could just get it on Netflix. A lot of people just go on Amazon or Netflix for their movies now. It's Blockbuster and Hollywood Videos and completely ran out of business. They're gone. So go to one of those websites. You probably pick it up there, you know. Or if you got a Redbox in any of your states or anywhere around the country, if they got Redbox, go rent it there. They probably got it there too. So side note, if you haven't watched the first one, watch that one first, and then when you watch the second, you'll understand what's going on and why is this happening. So, starts out with, like I said, I'm repeating myself a lot, but excuse me for that. Let me just check the thing real quick so that way nothing can happen. Okay, it's only been 6 minutes. I'm probably going to do this for like 14 more minutes, maybe 15. So if you don't want to see a 20-minute long movie review, you can get out right now. But like I said, like I always do say, if you want to keep listening to me ramble about this kick-ass fucking movie, you can stay as long as you want. So, other than that, it's about Liam Neeson. He's an I think he's an ex-FBI, CIA, DEA agent in a movie. He's a retired FBI guy or CIA, DEA retiree or retired special forces that used to work for the government a long time ago. So he kind of knows what's going on. He's like super cautious about everything around his surroundings and shit, you know. And then they show his daughter again, like she was in there. I remember the daughter's name in that movie was Kim. I don't know her name in real life, but in the movie his daughter's Kim. And you know, she's still taking these classes and shit for music. She wanted to be a big celebrity and shit like that, and a big music artist and everything. That was his daughter's dream, Kim. And then anyways, after that, what was it? They still show his wife the same. It's the same lady from the original part 1 of the movie. You know, from the original Taken movie. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's up on my words like always. You already know what it is. So, other than that, you know, basically, she's trying to get her like driver's license and shit because she still hasn't passed it yet. And her father wants her to get a driver's license so that way she'd be able to, you know, drive on her own without depending on her all the time. And then he finds out that like she wasn't at the DMV place. She was with her new boyfriend, which she's been going out with for supposedly 6 months. And like he gets really pissed off at that. Like, oh, boyfriend, I didn't know that. Because he's very, 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 he's one of those dads that's like, in the movies, he's like very overprotective with his daughter. He's like, you know, like one of those guys, the dad with, you know, the shotgun and like, and then the guy's asking, not the guy's asking, the boyfriend, the dad's like, hey, so why you want to date my daughter? You know, he's got this big ass fucking shotgun in his hand. It's like, if you got that in your hand, if any people have ever like experienced that maybe, and I'm just talking to the guys right now. Unless the daughter's a lesbian, or maybe any of you girls that went through it, maybe you're lesbians and shit, you know. So maybe any guys or girls that went through that shit, you know, if any of you guys went through that shit, you know what I'm talking about? I never went through that shit, thank God, but maybe any of you guys out there have. So, you know, he's one of those overprotected guys, you know, he'll die for his daughter if he has to. You know, he's like one of those kind of dads in the movie. Anyways, he goes to the guy's house because he put a GPS system in her iPad or her, like, little smartphone thing, right? And he finds out where she's at, and then like the guy opens the door. He's like, oh, like can I help you, sir? Like, who are you? And I'm Kimberly's father. He's like, oh, okay. So you can come on in. Want some coffee or something? Or want water? And then like he sees the daughter there. He's like, Daddy, what are you doing here? And then like the guy's like, the Liam Neeson's all like, come on, get your shit. He didn't say get your shit. Like, get on some clothes and let's go. We're gonna do the DMV test. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know that. It's like, well, you knew this already 3 weeks ago. I told you about this already. And then, like, yeah, there you go, messing that up. She ends up, like, taking a test with him just for a little bit. And then a couple weeks later, they find out, since he has a divorce with his wife, like, hold on a second, I gotta get some water. Thirsty. There we go. So after that, you know, basically fucking, what's it called, like, sorry about that, that was just the text on there. You know, basically after that, you know, the new guy that Liam Neeson used to be his wife, and now is divorced and shit now, you know, that's his ex-wife now. The guy that's, like, was supposed to take him to China and shit like that for graduation for his daughter Kim's, like, college thing or whatever. He ends up canceling all these requests and shit. Cancel all the hotel reservations because he gets into a big-ass argument with her. He's like, fuck you, bitch, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want. And he just drives off, and like Liam Neeson's just right there in his little Toyota Corolla right there, like just cruising. Not just cruising, he's just looking and seeing what's going on, and they're like, he's always looking at the time every time, since, you know, he's got that mentality of an old FBI, Special Forces agent, you know, CIA agent and shit. You know, he's retired now, and like after that, you know, he goes into the house and he says, what's wrong and shit, you know, like, oh, it's my husband, he's just a fucking bastard, little asshole piece of shit, you know. And then like he ends up giving them like their little special graduation anniversary thing to celebrate. So then, instead of going there, they go to like Paris, and then after that they go to like Morocco or someplace in Europe like that. I don't know. I think it's Turkey or somewhere like that. I don't know, because it said at the end of the credits it was in Turkey and Paris and shit. So it was one of those two countries. So this is where the real action starts beginning. And they find out this guy like killed all of his brothers, his sons, his grandsons, and one of his special sons or whatever, that he, like in part one, if you haven't seen the movie, in part one, he electrocutes this guy or whatever, and he's like, ah, and he left the thing on for so long, his heart explodes, and then he just dies right there, in the middle of nowhere. So, but yeah, other than that, you know, this guy that's for like an Albanian, because they're all from Albanian mafia, or like Russian mafia style shit, you know, German mafia, you know. One of those European mafia gang members shit out there, like, they all try to fucking hunt his ass down, Liam Neeson. So he's got to like fight through all these other guys, all this Albanian mafia guys, like they're trying to shoot him and kill him. But this time, instead of kidnapping their daughter, they kidnap Liam Neeson instead. So him and his wife, and they almost kill his wife. So basically, I'm gonna cut this video short and say, long story short, Liam Neeson beats the living shit out of every motherfucker in that fucking mafia. Just he straight out does work, literally. Smashes the fuck out of every mafia guy in there, and then like until this one guy like and then the girl, the daughter, actually gets to fight this time too. Instead of getting kidnapped, you know, she throws these grenades and like she uses these guns and shit. She ends up being a street driver and like trying to fucking escape from the Albanian mafia that's trying to blow the shit out their heads off and shit like that, and trying to kill them and assassinate them and shit. So then they go to this place like the U.S. Embassy. I think it's like the airport or something where they can't get hurt. And then, like, Liam Neeson, he calls one of his friends that works in the government and shit in the U.S. Embassy, and, like, because he got very powerful friends up there, and was like, hey, we need a favor, like, you tell the U.S. Embassy out here in Albania, like, not Albania, in Turkey or something, like, not to shoot our heads off. And I was like, yeah, sure, it's all good. No, I got your back, man. We're family, dude. We're cool. So, yeah, I'll do that for you. And then, like, he lets them all live and shit, and then after that, last but not least, this is where the shit gets really crazy, is when he fights the last two guys that are strongest, one of the henchmen guys. This guy tried to, like, rape his wife, or his ex-wife, because he's still divorced, but I think deep down, like, he still loves her, and he still cares about his ex-wife, even though they're divorced now, he still cares about her, and, like, he still worries about her and shit. So, like, they still probably do love each other in the movie, of course, not in real life, of course. Other than that, you know, at the end, like, I think he ends up going back with her again, and he breaks off all the divorce papers, and they get remarried again, so they're husband and wife again. They're not ex-husband, ex-wife anymore. And after that, at the end, like, Liam Neeson fights the guy that got his son killed, that Liam Neeson killed in part one, which was his son, which his heart exploded and shit like that through the electricity bolts and everything in part one. And then he ends up getting killed, the Albanian Russian mafia, like, the gang member leader, he ends up getting killed after the other guy Liam Neeson was fighting, which was like the strongest Albanian guy in there. And after that, like, they just throw the fuck down, they start punching and shit, and like, he gives them an option too. He even gives the Albanian like drug lord mafia bankster guy, you know, he gives them an option, either like, hey, I'll let you walk away and live so you can spend more time with your family and your sons and shit. And then the mafia leader says like, oh, but what am I gonna do about my son, the one that dies? Like, I'm just going to have to go on and live life like that. Life will live on. Life will goes on, bro. There's nothing I can tell you there. And then after that, like, he tries to shoot him when he throws the gun, and then, like, after that, fucking, what's it called? He throws the gun off the floor. Liam Neeson, the Russian mafia Albanian dude, he picks it up and tries to shoot him, but, like, the gun is empty. There's no bullets in it. So he looks at it, and Liam Neeson is in the back, like, this is all I say, like, looking for this. And then after that, boom, he just smashed the shit out of him. Smashes his head into the concrete, and then the Albanian mafia dude just fucking dies. And then he goes to his ex-wife, and now it's his real wife again. I forgot, I think her name in the movie is Sandy or something like that, or Samantha. I'm not sure. And after that, you know, they go back all the way to LA, because the movie starts in Albania, but then it takes place in Los Angeles, out in California and shit. So they go back to California, and it's 3 weeks later, and after that, like, they all go out for a drink, and so, like, oh, so I got, like, 2 strawberries and, like, this 1 shortcake thing. Not strawberry shortcake, but, like, these milkshakes. And it's like, oh, I didn't get no strawberry. And then, like, Kim's boyfriend, which is Liam Neeson's daughter in the movie, he shows up, and they're like, oh, nice to meet you guys, sir. This time he doesn't avoid him shaking his hand. He actually shakes his hand this time. He's actually happy to see this guy. And, like, now he's okay with the guy going out with his daughter and shit now, and then, like, the daughter can, like, don't shoot this one, he's really extra special. It's like, oh, no, I wouldn't do that. And then at the end, that's when the movie all ends. And I was going to see if there was going to be a 3rd part, because he said he had 2 extra sons, the mafia dude, so I waited to see if there was going to be a 3rd sequel. I don't think there is, but you never know. If there is, it's probably not going to be till 2015, 2016, when I'm like 26, 27 years old. So that's all I have to say about this movie. Definitely a 9 out of 10, so it gets like a B+ for sure, or maybe A-. So, of course, the acting was very, very professional. The action, the movie, the stunts, all the car driving, you know, the plot of the story, it was just very fucking on point. Straight up real, man. Seriously. And what I noticed out there, there's a lot of Mercedes-Benz cars out there. There's not really no other brand except that. So that's all I got to say for this video. Once again, Liam Neeson just proves, even for a 50, almost 60-year-old dude, he still can fucking kick ass. You know, he's still Mr. Badass, even though, like, he's a lot more older than the other guy, Bruce Willis and shit. Oh, speaking of which, Bruce Willis is going to be making another movie. I saw in the trailer. It's called, it's another Die Hard movie like he did back in the late 80s, early 90s shit. So he's going to be coming back on that again, I think, next year. So be on the lookout for that shit. And also be on the lookout for, comedy movie. It's what I do, like Horrible Bosses, but it's another style. And then the other fat girl that was in Bridesmaids, she's going to be in it. There's 3 other action movies that are going to be coming out soon, and trailer movie shit. I forgot what they were, so peace the hell out. I'm gone. This is Criticism Guy 2009. Once again, signing the fuck out. We'll see you when I see you. Have a good day. Have a good night. It's Friday. People don't drink out too much, so get party out, you know. Don't be party rocking that LMFAO shit, you know. You know, if you're gonna do it, just don't overdo it. Don't be drinking and puking all over the fucking floor and shit if you're in the club and all that. Or if you're in your fucking friend's house, you know. Just be respectable, you know. Anyways, I'm out of here. Peace out. I'm gone. Late. And I'll see you again, alright? Late.